The homepage of your website is arguably the most important page. It's the page that people will be landing on first in most cases, so you want to make a good first impression. You might have heard the term above the fold before. Back in the day, this applied to print design, specifically to newspapers because they were folded in half. In order to grab people's attention, the headline of the day had to fit in the top of the page before the newspaper was folded in half. When we talk about web design, above the fold means whatever the user can see before he or she starts to scroll. Depending on the screen size, this will vary, but above the fold is important real estate when it comes to web design, especially for your homepage. With the use of images and typography, you can really wow your users and entice them to click further around your site. Depending on your design, it might be necessary to create a special header just for your homepage, one that can lay on top of the design you created in the above the fold area. Let me show a few examples of what I'm talking about. You can see on this site that the homepage header is different from the rest of the pages. The homepage has this really nice video in the background and the header navigation lies on top. When you go to the other pages, you see a completely different header, one that wouldn't work well on the homepage. Here's another example of how this could work. You see we have a white logo and white links over these images that are cycling through the background. When we click off the homepage, you see how the logo and links change to the color black? If we use the homepage header throughout the website, we wouldn't be able to see the links on the other pages because the background of those pages is white. By creating two headers, one just for the homepage and one for the other pages, we can achieve this exact design we want. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that with Elementor Pro. Let's get started. We're going to use this example that I created as our tutorial, and I'm going to show you how I created two different headers. One for the homepage, which you're seeing here, that has a white logo and white text links with some images cycling through the background, and then a separate header for all the other pages. On this header, we have a black logo and black text links as you see here. Now, if we had the homepage header on all of the pages, we wouldn't be able to see the links or the logo because we have a white background for all these other pages. So we had to create two different headers to differentiate between the two. In order to create our headers, we're going to need to go to templates. This is part of Elementor Pro. If you are familiar with Elementor Pro, you've probably played around with this. This is where all of your templates go. This is where you would create your headers and your footers. I'm not going to get too much into how to create a header and footer in this tutorial because I have videos on how to do that, but I want to specifically show you where to go to change the display settings. So you can see all of my templates in here. I have my home header, and that is for the home page, and then I have underneath just the regular header. So let me go to Edit with Elementor on the home header first. As you can see, our header looks like what I just showed you on our home page. We have our images cycling through, and we have our logo and our navigation menu at the top in white. For this specifically, I made sure to just drag over an image and link it to the homepage, not use the site logo because the site logo is black, so it wouldn't show up very well. I just wanted to make a note of that because if you do use the site logo, which is commonly what you would use, it won't work very well. So you need to replace it with a different logo that works well for the homepage. Just like anything else with Elementor Pro, you can style this however you want, and depending on what your site is about and what you want things to look like, your header design will vary. Now, what we have to do is make sure that we're applying this header only to the home page. So normally when we create a header, it applies to the entire site, but we have the ability to change that very easily under our display settings. So let me show you where that is. If we go down here to where it says update on here and we click this arrow, you'll see some display conditions, and this is where we will save those conditions so it only shows up on the home page. So you can see right here, I have it as included on a singular page, and then the singular page is the front page. So let me just X out of that and show you how to get to those conditions. So if you hit add condition, you'll see by default it says include on entire site, and it will actually give you an error message because I have another header for all the other pages that's included on the entire site. So this is kind of a nice warning to make sure that you're doing things correctly. So instead of saying entire site, I'm going to say singular page, and then under singular page, I'm going to select the front page, and this will say only show this header on the home page of the site. And if I hit save and close, it will apply those changes. If I go back to my front end, you can see that those changes are in effect. If I go to the About page, you can see that it shows the different header. Going back to our templates, we now have to set display conditions for our other pages. So I'm going to click on the header that I've created for all the other pages, hit edit with Elementor on that, and you can see here that this is more like what you would typically see on headers. It just has the logo and the navigation at the top. There isn't anything in the background, so this is kind of a good indicator that you're doing things correctly. If we go down to the update button on Elementor and click that arrow again and hit display conditions, you can see that I have two display conditions. So I have it included on the entire site, but at the top here I have an exclude, and that is because we don't want to include this on the home page. So we're excluding this header from the front page. So basically doing the exact same thing as I did on the home header, but instead of include, I'm hitting exclude. That makes sure that we only use the home header on the home page, and then every other header has this one. So if we hit save and close, it will take effect, and you can see on the front end that it's working as it should. If we go back to our home page, it changes to the home page header. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a like and make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we publish new tutorials here every week. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.